Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for August 21st, 2014. We're coming to close to the end of August already. It's a fast-moving month. And with it, so far, not one heat wave. Not one. And I think we're going to get through all the way through August without a heat wave this year, which honestly is pretty impressive. I haven't seen this in quite some time. So, what do we have in place this morning? Well, we have areas of heavy rain, especially over northern New Jersey and Connecticut, as we have a disturbance moving through, and some overcast cloud cover along much of the coast from Connecticut all the way down the New Jersey coast and into Delaware. Meanwhile, if you move a little bit further inland, we have more scattered cloud cover in place. Temperatures throughout the region range from the mid to upper 60s over the interior, a few lower 70s mixed in there as well. Along the coast, mid to upper 60s in the New York City metropolitan area where we have that heavy rainfall. Otherwise, upper 60s to lower 70s throughout the Philadelphia metropolitan area, with winds generally light and variable, but they are starting to veer off to the south and east. Now, the key for temperatures for today is basically all based on cloud cover. If it's going to stay cloudy in your area, look for upper 70s to lower 80s. More sunshine, lower to mid 80s. That's essentially what happened yesterday, where you had clearing skies because the high pressure system was a little bit stronger than what was expected, and that allowed temperature to jump into the lower to mid 80s throughout the entire Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. So let's take a look at the surface map, and you can see here textbook view of what happens when you have a marine air mass trying to take hold. You got high pressure around the Gulf of Maine. So you have this high pressure system here. You have waves of low pressure to the south. And so as a result, you get generally an east to southeasterly wind, especially just above the surface, say about 925 millibars. So essentially what you have is this transport of marine air into the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. Meanwhile, tropical air over the Tennessee River Valley and Ohio River Valley tries to surge north and east, but can't. It's blocked. So as a result, you get overcast skies, you get threats for showers. Not a washout, mind you, but just a threat for showers. And that's exactly what we're seeing this morning, and that's what we'll see through the end of this week. So on the radar, you can see here that batch of showers moving through with a mid-level disturbance. Some of these showers are heavy at times, and it will be moving through the New York City metropolitan area this morning. So around 5, 6 a.m., expect some wet roads, definitely some periods of heavy rainfall. And you can see more disturbances approaching from the west. But again, it's not widespread. It's not a washout today. It's just a nuisance. So have an umbrella along with you, but most locations will not have to use it. But if you get caught in one of these showers, you're going to be glad you had it, because these showers will be capable of producing some very heavy downpours. On the latest infrared satellite picture, you can again see that influence of that marine air mass locking in over the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area from New England, and then you have your little mid-level disturbances rotating around an upper-level low over the Great Lakes. So again, everything's pretty much in place for the threat for showers here, but just not widespread heavy rainfall event. On the water vapor satellite picture, it just becomes even clearer. If it shows up, there we go. Okay, so here's our upper level low in the Canadian Maritimes. This blocks everything and basically is slowing down our pattern. So this is the key to the whole pattern here for the end of this week, for the next several days. This upper level low spins here in the Canadian Maritimes until it starts to weaken and then becomes a broad trough over the northwestern Atlantic. Meanwhile, this disturbance really has nowhere to go as a result, so it's forced to the south and east because it cannot run into this upper level low. So as a result, you get this disturbance and waves of disturbances just rotating in from the Pacific through the northern plains and off towards the mid-Atlantic, suppressed by this upper level low here. And so you get this wave of moisture that's going to move through the region. And some of it, by the way, is going to start to interact with this hurricane here. So it's pretty interesting to see how everything is kind of coming together and interacting, and as a result, running into this marine air mass, which is why we're going to expect overcast clouds through at least Sunday morning, and the threat of showers at least until Saturday morning. The good news is that this weekend is looking relatively dry. I mean, for the most part, you're talking about the threat for rainfall falling below 40%, by Saturday and below 20% by Sunday morning. So I really expect this weekend to be generally dry, but for today and tomorrow, we're definitely going to see that threat for scattered showers as these disturbances run into that marine air mass. So let's take a look at the latest European model guidance from the PHMSA EWOL website. Again, for this morning, high pressure to the north, low pressure to the south, and that means a southeasterly to easterly wind, and that means temperatures are going to average near to slightly below normal. Where you have your showers and overcast cloud cover, right now focused over the New York City metropolitan area and the northern interior, look for upper 70s to lower 80s. Meanwhile, in the Philadelphia metropolitan area, lower to mid 80s can be expected. For tomorrow, we'll start off again rather muggy around here with temperatures in the mid to upper 60s along the coast and in the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. Over the interior, look for upper 50s to lower 60s. Again, the key to the low temperatures is basically the amount of moisture in the atmosphere and a higher dew point. Temperatures on Friday afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, though, are rather interesting because basically we're looking at upper 70s to lower 80s in the New York City metropolitan area and over the interior. Don't be surprised if you're stuck in the mid 70s in Long Island and along the immediate coast of New Jersey. Meanwhile, in the Philadelphia metropolitan area, looking for generally lower to mid 80s for highs on Friday. Now, Saturday and Sunday are both cool days. We have high pressure and control, and we have a northerly component at 500 millibars. Notice too where the ridge axis is over the Great Lakes, and that leads to a northerly wind at the upper level. So we're transporting a nice cool polar air mass from northeastern Canada right into the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area. And high pressure is going to take control as well, leading to dry conditions as far as precipitation. But notice at 850 millibars, we still have plenty of moisture in the atmosphere. So what that generally means is overcast cloud cover to scattered cloud cover, but generally dry conditions in place. It also means we're going to remain rather cool. We're looking at temperatures on Saturday and Sunday in the mid to upper 70s for the northern interior, the New York City metro, and much of the coast. The Philadelphia metro a little bit warmer with upper 70s to lower 80s expected for highs. Low temperatures generally lower to mid 60s. So the low temperatures are going to average pretty much near normal, if not slightly above normal, but our high temperatures are going to end up well below normal. So this weekend's going to generally be a little bit on the cool side, cloudy, but at least you won't have to deal with any rainfall, so you can go out and enjoy your outdoor activities. For the start of next week, because I know everyone's always looking forward to next week already, well, generally not much really going on. High pressure and control, Monday and Tuesday, and you could also expect that into Wednesday until a weak cold front tries to move through Wednesday evening. Generally expect scattered cloud cover to clear skies, temperatures averaging near normal for this time of year, looking at upper 50s to lower 60s for lows and lower to mid 80s for highs. That is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and LinkedIn. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.